Is my presentation visible? Am I audible and is the presentation visible? Just checking. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, a very good evening. I can see your comments. Good evening. There are still 4 minutes to go. In the meantime, I would like to know your subject. Do all of you teach social science or do you teach some other subjects? Please write in the chat box. Okay, so I see there is a maths teacher, science teacher, biology, social science, maths, English. Oh God. So, what are you doing in this webinar? Out of interest or what? Okay. Good evening. English, social science, computer science. Okay. Okay. That's wonderful. Good evening. Science, Hindi. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Computer science, social science, Sanskrit. Oh, great. Okay. Very nice. So we have people from all over, all the subjects together. Okay. So maybe what I could do is that uh, amalgamate how to connect other subjects with social science. That also we can do. Last time, I think we had done multidisciplinary teaching of Hindi, I think. So today we can do a little bit of multidisciplinary art integration of social science, right? Great, great. So good evening. Okay, so we'll just wait for 2 more minutes and then. Let me ask you why we should be doing art integration in social science. Let us hear your views on the chat. Why we should be having art integration in social science or any subject for that matter. So just write one line or so in the chat box. So let us see what are your views. To make study smooth and easy, students understand better, to visualize better, by interactive classroom. Integration develops curiosity. Okay. What else? All round development. Nothing. Why nothing? Visual learning. Okay. Theoretical. Visual is visual learning. Active participation of children to make subject interesting. Concrete learning. Okay. Okay. It explain what we teach. Okay. Group work. Make interesting. Okay. Interactive. Better retention. Okay. Good evening. So we have understand the nature. Okay. Creative classroom. Okay. To make children all rounder. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Creative learning. Overall develop. Okay. Understanding between teachers and students. Role play. Okay. Okay. The messages are flashing so fast. Okay, so now let me begin with the webinar, if you permit me, from Jamshedpur Sahodaya School Complex. The organizers, can I start the webinar? Nobody is there. Okay, so let me start with the webinar. So I heard your views that we are doing art integrated learning in any subject to create interest or to create better understanding with teacher and students, to create all-round development, or to have group work, or to make the understanding of theory better. So I would like to pick up one view here, and that is for all-round development. So how does art integration create all-round development? Would somebody like to give me a one-line answer in the chat box, that how is it creating all-round development? What do we mean by all-round development? Do you mean all-round development, that the child will learn to dance, or to learn to play, or to write the subject? Now, this holistic development, you are right, some of you are writing. What exactly do you mean by holistic development? See, we are using these big words, all-round development, holistic development, but how does art integration lead to that holistic development? What exactly is the meaning of holistic development? Uh, what is the meaning of all-round development? Physical, mental, attitudinal. Okay, that is good. That is one thing. So how will art integration lead to that? So today we are going to focus more on uh, art integration, not as a way of just creating interest in the subject. You see, any art integration or any experiential learning for that matter must enhance the understanding of the subject. It's not that if we are teaching one subject, we'll ask the children to make a painting on that, or they will make a dance drama on it, or they will write a story on it, or they'll write a poetry on it. But fine, these are the ways children can express their views, but in the end it should enhance the understanding of that particular subject. Then only the purpose is going to be fulfilled. And apart from understanding of the subject, it should develop some competencies in the children, because now the focus of education is competency. It's not covering of syllabus, or it's not just understanding of the subject, but whether the student has developed the competencies or not. Now, what competencies? Competency of being able to observe keenly, competency of being able to analyze, competency of being able to make inference from what is being observed and analyzed, competency of evaluating, competency of identifying the key features, competency of being able to apply that knowledge in some other new situation. So these are the competencies. So the question is, can art integration lead to these competencies? And if yes, how? So we have two purposes of art integration in front of us. One is, how will it enhance the understanding of the subject? Second is, how it's going to build competencies. So these are the two things we will focus on in today's webinar. Of course, creation of interest will come automatically, right? Because the beautiful things that I'm going to show you, you can show in your classroom, and that will, of course, engage the students. But we have to go beyond engage. We have to make them explore. We have to make them experiment. We have to make them explain. We have to make them extend. We have to make them evaluate. So how do we do that? Through art integration. That is the focus of today's webinar. So let me share my screen with you, my webinar, my PPT. So is the PPT visible? Just write in the chat box, yes. If it is visible, please write in the chat that it is visible. Okay, so let me go forward. Now look at this picture. This is a cartoon, of course. So just look at this cartoon very carefully. So what could this cartoon be saying? Just observe what is shown here carefully and try to predict what might these people be saying. First of all, what do you notice? What all do you notice in this cartoon? Just write in the chat box. Please stop writing your name and your email ID or your school name. That's fine. Now, please focus on the webinar. I request you very humbly. So, tell me, what all do you notice in this cartoon? A graph that shows growth. Okay, one is graph. What else? A snake, a graph. Okay, please stop wishing me good evening. I am very happy to receive your wishes, but let us get on with the webinar. A common politics, group discussion, partition, okay, trend. Okay. So, who do you think this person is? Where I'm moving my cursor. Who do you think this person is? Is this an officer, or what does this person look like to you? Where this main character in black clothes, leader, minister, okay, Netaji, Nehruji, okay. So you understand that it's a politician and it's a Netaji, right? Okay. So now let us see what the cartoon says. It says, I have prepared this simple chart to show population increase, food scarcity, price spiral, sugar scarcity, growth of corruption, unemployment, all in one. All in one. Okay. So who's saying this? Obviously, this person who's depicting the chart is saying that. So what does this depict? This cartoon, along with the statement of the person who's showing the graph, what does it depict? What is this cartoon depicting? What is it telling us about? What is the subject of this cartoon? Poor performance of the present government. Okay, of that time of the government when the cartoon was made. Okay, it is telling us insufficiency. It is telling us about failure of development, right? It is telling common man's grievance. Yes, who is the common man? This is the common man. R.K. Lakshman had a way of making common man observe things. So this person in specs, round specs, like the spectacles of Gandhi, right? So this is the common man and he's observing everything. So this cartoon depicts failure of development. Now I have another cartoon. Now this is the cartoon. Look at it carefully again. So it shows, what does it show? There is a helicopter. This is again two Netajis, one Neta and one assistant. And these are some villagers. You can see that it's a village scene. And this is, who is this? This is the common man again, right? And what these two are talking. Of course, we have progressed a great deal. First, they were coming by bullock cart, then by jeep, and now this. What is the meaning of this here? This word, this, what does it mean? Word now, this means what? Please tell me, what does helicopter? Yes, this means helicopter. So again, it's a satire on the state of development. Who is developing? Are the villages developing, or who is developing? Is this about growth? Whose growth? Politicians' growth, not about the growth of villages, right? Then I have, let us see. So this is about democracy and development. Now look at this graph. Look at this cartoon. Can you imagine what this person might be telling this person? Look at this cartoon very carefully. What all do you see in this cartoon? See very, very carefully. What all do you see in this cartoon? Yes? Is it a village? Is it a village? Missing flight. Okay, there is an aeroplane. Okay, runway. Okay, airport. Okay, airport. What else do you see? Who is this? This where I'm moving my cursor. Who is this? Yes? Who is this? This is a common man. And these are some people who are here to receive somebody. And so now let us look at the statement. Sorry to make you wait, sir. There is some confusion in the protocol about the way to receive you. So what is it telling us? What does this dialogue, this dialogue or this saying by this person depicts? What is it telling us? What is the topic about which this cartoon is depicting something? Yes, it is unorganized. Wonderful. How unorganized everybody is. What is the state of leadership? What is the state of responsibility? What is the state of answerability? What is the state of accountability? There is confusion about the protocol to receive. Nothing is clear. Now look at this one. Look at this one. What is this showing you? What is this showing? The next cartoon, please now. What is this showing you now? What is the setting? What is the location? Yes? What is the location? What is the location in this cartoon? Second cartoon. Please stop writing your schools, etc. now. Airport. Okay. So setting is airport. And what do you see here? Who is this person coming down in black clothes? Who is this person? And who are these people here? Who are these people? So this is Netaji. Okay, receiving the leader. Let us see now what the caption is saying. My mission was an utter failure. I have to go abroad again. Who is saying this dialogue? Who is saying this? Is this person or this? Who's saying this dialogue? My mission was an utter failure. I have to go abroad again. So what does this tell us? What is it about? What does the cartoon want to convey? Yes, Netaji is saying. So what does the cartoon want to convey through this dialogue of Netaji? The leader is saying, you're right, minister, but enjoying international trips. Okay, on one pretext or the other, right? So this is the mantri and the airport democracy. Now I have another one. Why am I going abroad? To study the conditions in our country, of course. अब ये कौन किसको कह रहा है? ये डायलॉग कौन किसको कह रहा है? Why am I going abroad? To study the conditions in our country, of course. कौन कह रहा है ये वाली बात? नेताजी कह रहे हैं और किसको कह रहे हैं? To the media. Wonderful. So then there is another one. Now this is saying what? President of which great country, Your Excellency? अब ये कौन किसको कह रहा है? President of which great country, Your Excellency? Now who is saying this dialogue? Who is saying this dialogue? President of which great country, Your Excellency? ये नेताजी कह रहे हैं और किसको कह रहे हैं? जो जिसको रिसीव करने के लिए आए हैं नेताजी. So you see how unprepared Netaji is. He's not been briefed as to why he has come here. He has come here to greet whom? Which country's president? He knows nothing. He has just come unprepared on to the airport. So again, it tells us the state of the Indian democracy at that particular time when this cartoon was made, right? So you see, what have we done? We have seen these cartoons, we have observed them very minutely, we have analyzed them, and then we have made an inference, right? And in all these cartoons, through these cartoons, when we have made observation, we have analyzed, and we have made inference, we have learned about the state of Indian democracy, right? So this is called art enhanced learning. That through the medium of cartoons, through the artwork of cartoons, we have observed, analyzed, and infer to enhance our understanding of Indian democracy at the time when these cartoons were made, right? So this is called art enhanced learning, but this is not art integrated learning. For art integrated learning, I'll show you another example. Now, here there is a competition which says stretch your imagination. The name of the competition is Stretch Your Imagination. It says design and create an artwork which incorporates at least 3 rubber bands and conveys a social message, right? The message should be inspired by any physical property of rubber bands. The artwork should have a creative title to go with the theme and the message. Okay, so this is a competition that we floated for students of middle school. Now look at the prize winning poster. The prize winning poster is this one. Now see what all does it show. It has 2 hands from which there are hanging two pans of the balance, beam balance. In one there is a boy and in the other one there is a girl. The boy is being pulled up because responsibility, opportunities, physical strength, social status. Girl is being pulled down by family, education, poverty, society. And it's the poster's title is Equality Pull, and it says as a message, before we are men and women, we are people. Let us treat each other like it, right? So now tell me, what is the subject of this poster? What is this poster trying to convey to the society? What is this poster trying to convey to the society? What is the message of the poster? Gender inequality, right? The gender inequality, gender bias, gender differentiation, as you are saying, is prevalent in our society. And boys are still being preferred. They are being given better responsibilities, better opportunities, better social status. The girls are not being given, they are being pulled down. They are not given education. Society is pulling them down. Their family is pulling down their roles. They are asked to perform different roles, right? So the maker of this poster, what the poster has, they have integrated. Social science has been integrated with the art of poster making. Language and science all have been integrated because it is based on the stretching property of the rubber band, that the balance is being pulled down or being pulled up. But you see, social science has some objective. We are trying to highlight the social inequality between girls and boys, men and women. And this is being highlighted, this understanding of society has been highlighted through a poster. But when we judge this competition, we will not only have a judge from the social science, but also a judge from the arts department who will understand whether the art of poster making, the objectives of art of poster making have been met in this or not. So art integration is when the subject objective of the subject as well as objectives of the art form that you are employing both come together and both are fulfilled. And then the assessment also has to be in that subject as well as in the art medium that has been chosen, art form that has been chosen. So this is integration. In integration, learning outcomes of the subject, here social science, as well as the learning outcomes of the art form, both have to be met, both have to be fulfilled as well as assessed. That is called complete art integration, right? So now as I go along, I will be giving you examples from some chapters from, let's say, class 6, or some chapters I will take up where I will show how we can expose. Yes, Jitendra ji, you want to ask something? Please write down in the chat, because I think speaking is not uh, allowed here. So if you have raised your hand to ask a question, you can please write the question in the chat, or we can take up the questions at the end. Okay. What I was saying is that, do you think that by making this poster, the understanding of social science has gone up? If yes, write in the chat box. If no, then also write in the chat box. Do you think that understanding of the social science subject has gone up? No? Do you not think that civics or our roles in society or inequality in the society is now better understood by the child who took up this poster, making of this poster? So let me come to this. So now you see, when first was art enhanced learning, where somebody else made the artwork and we were just analyzing and inferring. But the second, art integration, is where the child is doing a lot of activity and arriving at a product. But that product or that poster that you saw was the product. But the product is not important. What is important is the process through which the children are going when they are making an art form. They are using art form to express something or express their thinking of their subject. So let me show you what, let us discuss what is at the core of this process. First is minute observation or research work. So then we analyze what we have seen, then we identify some key features, then we select some key features out of that for depiction, then we conceptualize the idea of how we are going to depict it, and then we select the suitable medium and material for its depiction. Then we think of the design of the artwork. Then we explore and experiment कि ये मटेरियल ठीक है या वो मटेरियल ठीक है, ये डिजाइन ठीक है या ये ऐसा कलर ज्यादा अच्छा लगेगा. ये एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन है, और फिर फाइनल क्रिएशन है. तो अब आप इस पूरे प्रोसेस में आप देखिए कि कितनी सारी कॉम्पिटेंसीज डेवलप हुई हैं. ऑब्जर्वेशन की कॉम्पिटेंसी, रिसर्च की कॉम्पिटेंसी, एनालाइज करने की कॉम्पिटेंसी, इवेल्युएट करके क्या की फीचर है, क्या मेन फीचर है, उसको आइडेंटिफाई करने की कॉम्पिटेंसी. फिर जब 3-4 की फीचर्स हैं, उनमें से हम कौन सा डिपिक्ट करना चाहते हैं, ये इवेल्युएशन. फिर आइडिया का क्रिएशन, कॉन्सेप्चुलाइजेशन का आइडिया का कॉन्सेप्चुलाइजेशन मतलब आप क्रिएट कर रहे हैं अपने माइंड में कोई चीज. फिर आप मीडियम को सूटेबल कौन सा है ये इवेल्युएट कर रहे हैं. फिर आप डिजाइन क्रिएट कर रहे हैं. फिर आप एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हैं कि ये ठीक है वो ठीक है. अगेन यू आर एनालाइजिंग एंड इवेल्युएटिंग एंड कमिंग टू अ डिसीजन, एन इन्फॉर्म डिसीजन, एंड देन फाइनल क्रिएशन. जैसे मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल दे रही हूँ, ये एक कार्टून है, देखिए, ठीक है, और इसके नीचे क्या लिखा है, व्हाई शुड यू सर, करप्शन, कवर अप, लाइंग, मिसरूल, बंगलिंग एटसेट्रा can't be sufficient reason for resigning. Please read it carefully. अब आप ये देखिए कि अगर आप इस कार्टूनिस्ट की जगह हैं, अगर आप आर के लक्ष्मण की जगह होते, तो आप किस प्रोसेस से गुजरे. आपने पहले उस समय की पॉलिटिक्स के सारे नेताओं के जो अलग अलग इंसिडेंट्स हुए हैं नेताओं के साथ, उसमें उनका जो परफॉर्मेंस है, वो जो बातें कहते हैं, वो कैसा बिहेवियर करते हैं, ये सारा आर के लक्ष्मण ने कितना माइन्यूटली ऑब्जर्व किया होगा। और आपको अगर कार्टून बनाना है तो आप भी ये करोगे, ठीक है। उसने क्या क्या ऑब्जर्व कर किया होगा और उससे वो क्या क्या एनालाइज किया होगा और किस इन्फ्रेंस पे पहुंचा होगा, ये उसके इस डायलॉग से पता चलता है। कि उसने एनालाइज करके देखा होगा कि, और ये इन्फर किया होगा उससे कि कितने करप्ट हैं, कितना कवर अप करते हैं अपनी गलतियों को, कितना झूठ बोलते हैं, कितना मिसरूल है, कोई माई बाप नहीं है, कोई अकाउंटेबिलिटी नहीं है, कितनी बंगलिंग है, हर काम में कितनी गड़बड़ें हो जाती हैं, गफलत हो जाती है, ठीक है। लेकिन what, so these are the key features that he identified। लेकिन उसने कौन सा फीचर सिलेक्ट किया डिपिक्शन के लिए? आप बता सकते हैं इस डायलॉग से वो कौन सा फीचर डिपिक्ट कर रहा है? करप्शन, कवर अप, लाइंग, मिसरूल, बंगलिंग एटसेट्रा तो है ही है, लेकिन इस डायलॉग के थ्रू वो किस 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 कैरेक्टरिस्टिक पर आ रहा है, वो नेताओं के किस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स को बता रहा है, उसने फाइनली क्या फीचर सिलेक्ट किया है? उसने जो फीचर सिलेक्ट किया है वो है क्या? एक तो साइकोफेंसी, क्योंकि सामने जो बड़ा नेता बैठा है वो नहीं दिखाया, लेकिन ये उसकी चाटुकारिता कर रहे, साइकोफेंसी कर रहे। और सबसे बड़ी बात जो दिखाई है वो ये कि जो वैल्यूज हैं वो कितनी नीचे चली गई हैं कि उनको ये सारी चीजें इतनी कॉमन प्लेस लग रही हैं। The values in political netas have gone down so much that corruption, cover up, lying, misrule, bungling is no big deal. These are ordinary things for the political class. So you see, out of all this analysis, out of identifying so many features, R.K. Lakshman finally selected one or two features. One is psychophancy and the second is the moral values. Degradation of moral, the public service values, right? So if you and me were doing this, or when a student will do this, he will go through the same process of observing, analyzing, inferring, evaluating, identifying a key feature। क्योंकि लाइफ की एक सिचुएशन को डिपिक्ट करने के लिए बहुत सारी चीजें, आप पूरी रियल लाइफ तो आप एक स्टैटिक पिक्चर में नहीं दिखा सकते। सो यू हैव टू सिलेक्ट what feature you will put here, and that will bring evaluation into it, right? So these are the competencies that are getting developed। फिर आप सोचोगे कि अच्छा, अब मैं इस जो डिग्रेडेशन ऑफ मॉरल वैल्यूज है या जो साइकोफेंसी, उसको मैं कैसे दिखाऊं? इसने देखिए यहाँ नेता नहीं दिखाया जिसको कि उसके चाटुकार नेता उसको जिससे बात कर रहे। सो हाउ ही इज चोजन टू डिपिक्ट कि वो सिर्फ चाट साइकोफेंट्स को दिखा रहा है, नेता को नहीं दिखा रहा है। और फिर यहाँ पर एक कॉमन मैन भी दिखाया हुआ है, ऑफिस दिखाया है, तो टेबल दिखाई, चेयर दिखाई, बैग दिखाया, तो ये कॉन्सेप्चुलाइज कर रहा है। फिर उसने सूटेबल मीडियम और मटेरियल चूज किया, फिर डिजाइन, और फिर एक्सप्लोर किया होगा, पहले ऐसी ड्राइंग बनाई होगी, फिर ऐसी बनाई होगी, फिर ऐसी, फाइनली एक क्रिएशन बन के आया। तो जो फाइनल प्रोडक्ट है उससे भी ज्यादा हमारा एम क्या है? हमारा एम है कि द चाइल्ड एक्सपीरियंसेस observing, analyzing, evaluating, creating. So it is this experience that we are aiming at. And it is this competency building that we are aiming at through art integration in any subject. Here I have taken the example of social science, right? So this is the essence or core of art integration, and how experiential learning and competency building are integrated in this art integration. So now let me take up a chapter of class 6. It is the first chapter, what, where, how and when. Can you please write in the chat box, do you recall what is the content of this chapter? What is it about? Can any social science teacher here recall, write in the chat box that what is this chapter about? It's an NCERT chapter. So if you can write down in the chat box, what is the content of this chapter? Some 2, 3 words, then I'll be very happy if you are able to recall. Yes, history, that is fine. But what topic in history? What is the chapter about? About early life. How early? How early? One feature of the chapter which makes us connect with this chapter. What is this chapter about? Okay. Time period of history. Which time period of history? Okay. So let me just show you this. One of the features in this is about the manuscripts, the Bhojpatra, the birch bark scripts. Do you recall the social science teachers that the chapter mentions about birch bark manuscripts, right? Okay. So now I have selected birch bark for a purpose. Let me first show you what is the kind of uh, birch bark script. What does it look like? So this is it, this manuscript that looks like. It is uh, it is the oldest extant manuscript of Indian mathematics, because this is the first manuscript which introduces zero, shunya, zero. Zero was introduced first time to the world here. In these, this is the evidence of zero coming from India. Okay. First recorded use of zero is here. Now, this birch manuscript, another one is Sharda script of Kashmir, which is in 16th and 17th century. The earlier one was much older. So this is the Sharda script of Kashmir. Okay. Uh, Now, birch. What is birch? Does anybody know what material is birch? Can you write in the chat box? Do you know what is birch actually? From where do we get birch, or what material? Birch is a tree, somebody saying. And what is uh, uh, tree skin? Okay, it's a tree bark. Wonderful, wonderful. So you are aware that it's a bark actually. And okay, okay. So these are not leaves, it's the bark. Okay, the skin. Okay. So now let us see what is the world, how the world is using the birch bark. So here is an artist called Michael Garrett, and he's using the birch bark to make maps. Now you see in all these pictures that I'm showing you, you will notice one characteristic of the birch bark, which is common to all the pictures which I will show you in future also. And you write in the chat box what feature do you notice. Now again, this is another birch bark collage kind of thing by Philip Gladko. Now he has taken different shades of birch bark and he has created this eye. Okay. Then now look at this. This is birch bark art by Jeff Cornelius. He has this is a round birch bark on which he has painted. So do you see any feature of birch bark which is common in this as well as in this? In every one. Here also, this is another painting by Jeff Cornelius on birch bark only. So then this is another birch bark by Pat Cruz. She's making these beautiful displays using birch bark. So, do you see any feature which tells you that yes, indeed it is birch bark? Have you observed something very minutely here? Ranjuli, what is Ranjuli? I didn't understand. Lasting paper of ancient time. No, I am asking you, is there a brown shade? Okay, but there was here, this is white. The background is whitish, grayish. Marks, yes, wonderful, Anuradha ji. Every birch bark has these lines. Do you see these horizontal lines here? Even here you have these lines, the small horizontal lines. Even here these lines are there. Yes, so this is common to all. So you can ask like this so that you are able to nurture the observational capacity of the children. Now look at this. This is an amazing artwork where this lady Pat Bruderer, she bites the birch bark with her teeth, and by biting she has made all these amazing artworks. Can you believe it that somebody bites from the teeth and makes such wonderful designs on the birch bark? This is just amazing work. Then these are the world famous carvings on birch bark from Siberia. Look at the intricate work by birch bark. Okay. Then look at this birch bark canoe. This is the handle of the knife. This is a box. These are shoes. And this is birch bark के ऊपर ये जो animals के कांटे टाइप के होते हैं कुछ एनिमल्स पे, उनसे ये बनाया हुआ है ये जो टिड्डा है. So again, this is birch bark art. And then these are birch bark containers in which people keep grains. So they are able to preserve the grains in these birch bark containers for a long time. And then this is a birch bark scroll on which something is made, as you can see. And then this is a long house in Whitefish Island, which is again made from birch bark. And then this is a tea set. This is a pot and these are 4 glasses. Now tell me, so much artwork you have seen, a long, a house, then containers, then your intricate carving, biting displays made by biting with teeth, so much. So why do you think birch bark has been selected? And of course, for writing it was selected. So what do you think is the characteristic of the birch bark which made it a suitable material for making so many things? And why did those people, ancient people, even in 230 CE and then 16th, 17th century, 5 CE, they used in such ancient times birch bark? What might have been the qualities of birch bark? Soft and long lasting. Okay, foldable है, soft है, long lasting है, बहुत बढ़िया. और क्या क्वालिटी रही होगी? फ्लेक्सिबल है, बिल्कुल है फ्लेक्सिबल. और शाइनिंग. ओके, अवेलेबल. ओके, इज इट अवेलेबल एवरीवेयर? ड्यूरेबिलिटी, वेरी गुड. स्ट्रेंथ होगी उसमें, ड्यूरेबिलिटी है. इज इट अवेलेबल एवरीवेयर? You're saying no that available है. Carving can be done, easy to carry. कहाँ available है ये birch bark, birch trees कहाँ available होंगे? Is it available everywhere? So here is geography now. Tell me where birch bark trees are available. In very cold places, Siberia, Kashmir. No, not every forest. Not every forest. अब राजस्थान के फॉरेस्ट में नहीं होगा ये साउथ के फॉरेस्ट में नहीं होगा. दिस इज ओनली इन वेरी कोल्ड प्लेसेस. ओके, अब और अगर अनाज खराब नहीं होता है इसमें, अगर आप इसके कंटेनर्स बना सकते हैं अनाज रखने के, तो इसका क्या मतलब है कि इसमें फंगस नहीं लगती है. इसमें इट इज नॉट अफेक्टेड बाय फंगस. सो यू सी इट हैज पेपर लाइक टेक्सचर एंड पीलिंग नेचर. तभी तो आप छोटे उसके पतले पतले कागज टाइप का बना सकते हो और उसके ऊपर लिख सकते हो ना. रोबस्ट है, वाटरप्रूफ है, फिर इजी टू कट, बेंड एंड स्यू है. केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज आर कंड्यूसिव टू फूड प्रिजर्वेशन. ठीक है. पर अब मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि हमने मैथमेटिक्स का कनेक्शन सीख लिया कि जीरो इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ, हमने साइंस देख लिया कि भाई उसकी प्रॉपर्टीज क्या थी कि जिससे वो सूटेबल मटेरियल हो गया उन लोगों के लिए जो कि तरह तरह की चीजें बनाना चाहते थे या लिखना चाहते थे। ये सब तो ठीक है, लेकिन आप मुझे ये बताइए कि इससे इस चैप्टर का पर्पस क्या था? क्या वो इन सारी आर्ट फॉर्म्स को दिखाने से उस पर्पस का हमारा चैप्टर पूरा हुआ या नहीं हुआ? हमारे चैप्टर का क्या पर्पस था? ब्रिंग अस क्लोजर। नहीं, पर्पस क्या था चैप्टर का? व्हाट, व्हेन, वेयर एंड हाउ, ये क्या नाम था? ये किस किस बारे में था ये चैप्टर? ये चैप्टर हम इस बारे में था कि जो वो पुराने सदियों पुराने लोग थे वो कैसे थे। दिस चैप्टर इज इंट्रोड्यूसिंग द चाइल्ड to people who were living such ages in ancient times, such so many ages ago, right? So how we are talking about those people through this art? This art is contemporary art. So how are you going to connect this artwork to those people about whom the chapter is written? What does this tell you about those people? The use of birch bark manuscripts. What does it tell us about those people? Tell me that. Tell me two characteristics of those people who use these birch bark scripts. Yes, please. What is the characteristic of those people, ancient people who use these birch bark scripts? Does it not tell us that they were explorers? They explored different materials. They explored different properties. They explored what kind of ink will write on those birch bark manuscripts. They explored that how this will be durable, how this will not perish easily, how that ink will remain for a long time, how this will not rot, how fungus will not eat it away, how scientific those people were, how explorers, how intelligent, how hardworking, how investigative those people were. What were their scientific attitudes? Doesn't it tell us about those people? Right. So, the purpose of our art must be to enhance the understanding of the subject, of the chapter, right? So, the understanding is this, that look at the material, suitability of the material, how those people arrived at this conclusion, how much they must have experimented. So, they were scientists in their attitude, they were scientifically endowed people. But our second purpose is to give the child not only this knowledge, but to make the children experience the living of those people. Now, how we can do that? Well, tell the children to collect different kinds of leaves, tell them to write on those leaves and bring it to you after, let us say, 1 month. अब आपके बच्चे खोजेंगे कि किस लीव पर लिखने से वो लीफ 1 महीना रुक जाती है, कौन सी स्याही से लिखें कि वो उस पर लगी रहती है, कौन सी लीफ ऐसी है जो सूखने के बाद ऐसे पाउडर नहीं बन जाती, वैसी की वैसी रहती है जिस पे लिख सकते हैं, कौन सी इंक से लिखें कि जिससे वो काफी दिन तक प्रिजर्व रहे. नाउ गिव दैट एक्सपीरियंस टू द चिल्ड्रन, then only they will get into the skin of those ancient people who were living all that time ago. They will get into that mental state of investigation and looking at their surroundings and finding the suitable materials. उस समय के लोगों के पास बड़े बड़े कारखाने, प्लास्टिक्स, इंक्स ये सब नहीं थी, पर वो किस चीज से इंक बनाते थे? तो कॉमनली अवेलेबल मटेरियल से आपके बच्चे अगर किसी लीफ पर, किसी ट्री की बार्क पर कुछ लिखकर उसको प्रिजर्व कर सकते हैं, एक्सपेरिमेंट करके देखें, 1 महीना प्रिजर्व हुआ, 2 महीना हुआ, 3 महीना हुआ, जो लॉन्ग लास्टिंग पूरे 1 साल तक प्रिजर्व हुआ और फिर दिखता भी है कि क्या लिखा हुआ है, That is the winner. So let the children get into the skin of those ancient people who lived so long ago and who were explorers, who were inquirers, who were investigative people. Let it come alive in all around them, right? And see, when you will be putting your children into the skin of those people, you will also be nurturing their competencies, because they will learn to observe, they will learn to analyze, they will learn to experiment, they will learn to evaluate, they will learn to infer, they will learn to re-evaluate, reanalyze their results, change the parameters कि अच्छा ऐसे नहीं हुआ तो ऐसे करके देखते हैं, ऐसे नहीं हुआ तो ऐसे करके देखते हैं. Isn't it? It is these competencies. And then what they write, do they pay attention to what they're writing on that? Because if you want to preserve something for eternity, what is that special message that you would like to write on that leaf? So it is the expression of the children, it is the imagination of the children, it is the creativity of the children. Everything you are nurturing with just one small exercise, and this is just the beginning of one chapter, right? So this is the purpose of art integration. This is the this is the joy of art integration. This is the beauty of art integration. This is how you will extend their thinking, extend their mental horizons. So this is the excitement of art integration that I wanted to bring to you. I still have 13 minutes. Let me go to some more chapters. This I've explained in detail, but now I will show you what is the beautiful artwork that is there in the world, which you can connect to different chapters, and then how you can give exercises to the children which they can do in today's times. So this is again another aspect of Mohenjo-daro, Harappa. This is the things that have been found, but you can make them do the sculpture making. You see, there are so many videos on the. This is one video. Stuck those pieces together and now they are painting it with metallic silver color, and in the end, so different sculptures are made from cardboard and all that. You can have a look at these films. Sculpture making. Then these are the ceramic toys from Indus Valley, and this can easily be made through clay. And ये जो झाड़ू की सीखें होती हैं उनसे, फूल झाड़ू की सीखों से हम लोग अपने बचपन में बनाया करते थे. So this type of toys they can make. But then also you have this pottery. Now this is the old pottery which has been found, but this is the contemporary pottery which has been made on the similar pattern. So this even your children can make. Then these are the seals that have been found from Indus Valley, and now many schools are making these seals also. So these can be made by the children. Now these are ivory counters from Mohenjo-daro. So this tells us that those people were mathematically very evolved, because they were making systems which had counting in it. And then amazing thing is that you have got very precise measuring equipments from Mohenjo-daro, where you have got these cubical kind of things. And the amazing thing is that their weights are in exactly same proportion, like this medium weight and this smaller weight. If the ratio is, let us say, 3, then this might be 6, and then the next one might be 9. So all are in exact same proportion. So that tells us about the honesty of those people. Not a single weight was found which was not in correct proportion. That is number one. And number two, not only about honesty, secondly, about the systems, how they had developed systems for barter. how exactly there were systems, and how measurement minded, how fair they were in their transactions with each other. Then there are board games. Now, board games tell us that the teaching of strategy was very common. They were teaching how to play chess like games, and chess teaches strategy and mathematical thinking, computational thinking, design thinking. So, all this was a part of their culture. So, this is what all these things tell us about those people. And this is the jewelry which tells us that how they loved decorating, how they loved decorating themselves, how they loved creating beautiful things, and they understood enhancing the beauty of human body. So now what you can do, you can have cheap material making jewelry, you can have flower jewelry, you can have paper jewelry. Look at this ring which has been made so innovatively with a paper, right? So let your children get into the skin of those people who are so decorative. Let your children create decoration from the material available around them, and feel what kind of creative people those were, what kind of beauty loving people they were, what kind of, you know, accessories loving people they were. Okay. Then again, these are Sanchali products which are inspired by Indus Valley art. Now let your children make these kind of things. You see, these two are static, but look at this one here. This is movable. So now if your children are able to make these toys, they will also understand that how you can pull this thread and make this head move. So you are also teaching science through, or you're teaching technology through making of these products, right? Then this is about this chapter, Kingdoms, Kings, and an Early Republic. So this is the story of Bimbisara, the Magad king. Now, even if you do not know the story, just show this picture to the children before you teach the chapter, and tell them to tell you what all do you notice in this painting. Write in the chat box, what do you notice in this painting? What are you noting in this painting? Now, don't wish me good evening now, sir and ma'ams. Just please write what what we are asking you to do. Yeah, so what all do you notice in this painting? Please write in the chat box. What do you see in the painting? And what sense do you? Gautam Buddha preaching, okay. But is Gautam Buddha speaking something here, or somebody else is speaking? Can you make this inference from this painting? Taking blessings from war. Okay, that might be one of the interpretations. Surroundings. What about the surroundings? What about the surroundings? Somebody else is speaking. Yes. The people are speaking. Which people are speaking? King is asking for something. Okay, the villagers are there. Okay. What else do you see in the painting? King having, okay, followers. Okay, army. Yes, wonderful. This is the army of the king. So you see, this is the king. He seems to be a young king, right? And what he's saying actually, when you read the story, he has come to Gautam Buddha and he's saying, you take my army and you take my everything, you take my kingdom and come and stay, take over my kingdom. And Buddha has renounced everything. He of course, is very happy at this, but he doesn't go there, right? So this is how you can get the children mentally into the chapter before you start the chapter, right? Now this is the sculpture that is found, that Bimbisara with his royal cortege issuing from the city of Rajgir to visit Buddha, and then he visits Buddha in bamboo garden, Rajgriha. So show them the kind of architecture that we had, the sculpture that we had. And now this is these are the remains of Bimbisara's jail in Rajgir. So Bimsar was kept in a very heated prison house and he was compelled to starve till death by his own son. Now, except Queen Khema, he had many queens, and one queen was Khema. No visitor was allowed to enter in the prison. And now there is a beautiful story about this. You know what she did? She first carried food in a golden bowl concealed in her dress. When her plan was revealed, she carried food in her footgear. When that also was disclosed, she carried food concealed in her headdress. After that, all means of carrying food were seized. Then what the queen did, you know, something very ingenious. She decided to take bath in scented water and smeared her body with honey so that the old king could lick it and survive. This was also finally detected and the entry was banned. But Bimbisara survived by meditating during walking. So his son Ajat Shatru also came to know about this and he understood that his father was not going to die easily. So he sent some barbers inside the prison, and Bimbisara thought that he had understood his fault and had sent barbers to shave him so that he could lead a life like a monk. But brutal barbers cut his feet, filled the wounds with salt, and burned them with coal so that the old king could walk no more. Thus, Bimbisara met his tragic end. Now, why I told you the story? I told you the story to ask you, do you think it makes a good backdrop for a play? Can your children write dialogues of a play and present it on stage? Isn't it a very interesting story which can be depicted very beautifully on stage? So let your children get into the spirit of the chapter. Let them get into the role of Ajat Shatru, Bimsara, Queen Khema, and other people, the barbers. So they will experience all those emotions. You know, that is the important thing, that how they select what are the features that they're going to depict on stage, how resourceful they are to create those dresses and resource the dresses, and how the scenery that they will create. So that is the competency that we want to give to the children. Then vital villages, thriving towns. So this has a lot of mention of tools. So now show them these hammers. Can you imagine what these hammers are for? Can somebody write what are these hammers are for? Yes, anyone can write what are these hammers for. I'm going to show you something very beautiful. Don't start writing thank you right now. Just wait for 2 minutes. You're going to miss something very wonderful that I'm going to show you. So write in the chat box quickly. What do you think these hammers are for? Yes? What are these hammers for? No, they're not for breaking stones. These are war hammers, actually. These are war hammers and they are for killing people. So tools can be of different kinds. And you can see that this must have been by a very high officer if it is such a highly decorated hammer, war hammer. Now, ask them what are the tools in your mother's kitchen. So you see, give them an experience of today's tools. So this is your mother's kitchen. Ask them what were the tools in your grandmother's kitchen who lived in a village. Now compare the tools. So you're going back, you're giving them that experience of tools of ancient times, right? So make them do it now so that they experience what are the tools. And then art from the tools. Now look at this artwork from scissors. Look at this artwork from a cutter. Look at this artwork from an injection syringe. And look at this artwork from this ये चिमटे से आर्टवर्क देखिए आप कितना ब्यूटीफुल आर्टवर्क बनाया हुआ है. आपके बच्चे भी आर्टवर्क बना सकते हैं इस तरीके से. उसके बाद आप देखिए, ये देखिए आर्टवर्क के साथ पोएम है. अब ये इसको एक अम्ब्रेला की तरह पकड़ा हुआ है. Tai is here is Tai, clutching an umbrella, saying hi, rain is here is rain. Oh, the umbrella won't open. What a pain. Okay. So now both the things, the tool as well as the poem. There's another one, elephantile problems. अब देखो ये लॉक्स लगाए हुए हैं, लॉक के चारों तरफ हाथी बनाया हुआ है. 4 elephants with elephantine vows. Each one managed to lock up its nose. They twisted and turned them and tried on some keys till finally they got opened with a big loud sneeze. Right? So your children can do that with the tools available. And this is the bird detective with another tool. Aklu, the bird detective, went looking for a clue. Who ate up all the cream, the cat, the mouse, or the kangaroo? She saw tiny claw prints leading to the pen. A peck she heard from within. Aha, the thief was Gussie the hen, right? And then another one is here with the scissors. Sharp tongue. Catchy Kiwi was in a rude mood. She snapped at every bird and chick. Then Katri Kiwi gave her some food and Catchy had no fights to pick. so, see how we can connect so many things with that chapter in which tools are mentioned. And this is published by Pratham Books. You can look it up. And then last thing that I'm going to show you is, see, can you guess who uses coconut as a tool? Now see who you.
Our understanding of octopus intelligence took another leap forward when in Indonesia in 2009,
This is an ocean.
researchers reported a veined octopus doing something truly remarkable. It was a discovery that would put our understanding of the octopus onto a new level of sentience, occupied by only a few species of animals.
See how it's
Living on the sand flats, they have very few places to hide. But this octopus has a unique solution to the problem.
now the octopus needs to hide, right? So that
It carries half a coconut shell with it.
Prey. What it is doing? It has picked up that coconut.
But it needs to find something else to complete the set.
See,
2 coconut halves.
it has taken
A perfect
coconut
shelter.
halves and it's hiding inside it.
What is remarkable about this discovery is how the octopus dismantles its home.
Now you see, it is going to another
Carries it
phase.
around.
It is dismantling it, but it is carrying it with himself. So he's using it as a tool and set it up at some other place. And then
Uses
eats
it
the prey.
to hide
See,
and to ambush
it's
prey.
eating the prey and now coming back and get inside this.
And now it's
So
putting
you see what we tell our children, that tools are not only used by human beings but also by animals, and animals living even in the ocean, right? So that's all from me today. I hope you enjoyed the session. I have many more things to show, but unfortunately, we don't have any more time. And if there are any questions, you can please write in the chat box. So I just see if there are any questions. Thank you so much for your kind words. If there are any questions, I'm just waiting for the questions. Animations can be integrated. Yes, good idea. Thank you so much. So I'm just writing the links for my Facebook and LinkedIn page, and you can put your comments there after I post about today's session. And you've been a wonderful audience because you wrote so many ideas very beautifully, and it was very nice to do this program with you. Thank you so much. Okay, so if there are no questions, I take your leave. Thank you so much.